Good morning, it's Vlogmas day 12. We got box number 12. Let's go ahead and see what's in there. And last time we got the cute little Mickey with the Santa hat. Adorable. So this is what we got. This is like, it's not a squirrel. What is it called? A chipmunk. It's a chipmunk, but it's from Chippendale, right? I want to say it's Chippendale.
Yeah, it's Chippendale.
Oh, I think... Actually, you know what? My daughter isn't too familiar with who Chippendale are. I hope there's another one. You can't have one without the other. Hey everyone, it's Vlogmas day 12, and for this video I want to go over my 2017 accomplishments to kind of build myself up before I make my 2018 goals, which I'm about to do later this week. So with my 2017 accomplishments, I think the first accomplishment that I want to mention is that this year I started to regain my sense of self. And what I mean by that is that prior to this year, for the last handful of years, I felt like I was constantly overwhelmed. Like I would sit back and just wonder, how do people go through this life and be able to function? Like I just felt like I wasn't cut out for it. Like life is too hard. I'm not sure I'm capable of doing this. So going into 2017, I had that feeling of, I can't do this. Like it felt like for so long that there would be circumstances outside my control and just like negative experiences or things that I perceived to be negative would gradually chip away at me. Like I was no longer this confident person. I no longer believed in like my future goals, that I would be able to accomplish them. I just was this person that was going through the motions of life. And going into 2017, I felt like this very broken person, that if there was just a handful more things to happen to me, and I would just be shattered and I would not be able to be put together again. That's how I felt going into 2017. But somewhere along the line, I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know why, somewhere along the lines of this year, it felt like a seed was planted in me. And I don't know who planted that seed. I don't think it was me because I just wasn't in the right state of mind. But somewhere along the lines of this year, I started to regain my sense of self, and I can't even pinpoint how. It just seems like it all of a sudden started to emerge and grow. And to give an example, at one point this year, there was this week where I had to get so much done. There was just like these time-sensitive stuff that I had to get done, and I had to like run around all over the city to get it done. Now, the me prior to this year would have just been so overwhelmed that I would be reduced to like a puddle of tears and I wouldn't be able to do it, right? But this year, for whatever reason, I was just the opposite person. I didn't get overwhelmed. I just kind of looked at what needed to get done, and this was the week where I got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and I did not cry. I just kind of woke up every day and went through my plan of how I was going to get all of this done, and I was able to do it. I remember sitting back at the end of the week, having accomplished this long to-do list of time-sensitive stuff, and I just thought to myself, like, wow, I'm pretty amazing. Like, I can really do things if I really put my mind to it. And that was a good feeling. That really boosted me up and kind of lifted my spirits, that like, hey, you're not this worthless person that can't manage to accomplish anything. You're actually very capable of doing things that you set your mind to. You're very capable. And I think that's one of my accomplishments in 2017, that I can't really pinpoint where it's coming from, but I feel like I'm regaining my sense of self. I'm starting to feel more confident in myself. I'm starting to believe that I can accomplish the goals that I really want to accomplish. And I'm talking about goals that I would have previously thought were more fantasies, like, oh, you want to like work for yourself one day. Well, realistically, that's probably not going to happen. But now this year, my mindset this year, I feel like I could be my own boss one day, and I've come up with a plan. I know exactly what steps I want to take to make it happen, and the difference this year is that I feel confident that if I execute my plan and put effort into my ideas and have confidence in my ideas, that I can have these goals that I once thought were fantasy, you know? So yeah, that is my big accomplishment this year, is that I'm regaining my sense of self, and that is a big deal for me because I have lost myself for many, many years. So whatever is helping me, whatever has changed within me, I hope that continues to grow in 2018, because it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to know that the me that I knew I was, does that even make sense, is still in there, and that I'm starting to like emerge again. Other than that accomplishment, what else I accomplished this year was that I tried a lot of new things this year. You know, I have like really bad anxiety, and when you have, well, with my anxiety, I very much stick to my routines, and I don't tend to try new things. And one of those things is that I would really be afraid to explore the city on my own, because I get lost a lot. I get lost very easily. But there was like a lot of places that I wanted to go where, you know, there isn't a particular person that would want to go with me. And I wanted to go, so I planned it out and I figured out how to get there by myself, and that was a really good feeling, that I wanted to go somewhere and therefore I just went and didn't let my anxiety kind of take control of everything, you know? I didn't let my anxiety consume me. Did I still have anxiety as I was going off on my own? Yes, I did, but at the same time, it was such a great accomplishment once I reached my destination. And did I get lost? I got lost a little bit, but I was able to correct myself, whereas normally I would be so totally turned around, I would end up calling someone. But that's one thing I'm proud of, is that I went exploring, and I continue to explore on my own whenever I want, you know, and I like that. I like that feeling of being independent and knowing that I can do it. And one of the other new things that I tried this year is live streaming. I live streamed on Twitch, and I really wanted to do it, but I was really afraid. But it was one of those things where I surprised myself. Instead of like just stewing for a couple months thinking about it, I thought about it for a handful of weeks, and I decided to just try it, you know? What harm could come to just trying to live stream? So I did it, and I really liked it, and it was fun. I haven't live streamed lately because I took my long break, but I want to get back into live streaming again come January. It's part of my goals for 2018 because I do enjoy it, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, so live streaming, I thought I would never be the person to do that, but I did it, and I'm really proud of myself that I stepped out of my comfort zone. I would say another accomplishment this year was being very honest with myself, like in the sense that I was able to call out myself on my own flaws. I think when it comes to myself, there is a sense of denial, like if something doesn't get done, maybe you missed an appointment, there's that denial of, oh, it's because I'm so busy, I can't keep track of anything. But I was very honest with myself this year, and I find that as to be an accomplishment. And when something fell through the cracks, maybe I missed an appointment for something, I held myself accountable, and I really was honest and said to myself, it's because I'm disorganized. So I find that an accomplishment, because by recognizing your flaws, you're able to make corrections. And that's one of the things I was able to notice right away, that when these small things fell through the cracks, I knew how to rectify that by utilizing my planner and making sure that I was more organized and writing things down right away, because that was my problem, is I wouldn't write things down right away and then it would never get written down. So yeah, that is one of my accomplishments of 2017, was being very honest with myself and holding myself accountable, whereas normally I would make excuses. So that's a really good accomplishment that I'm really proud of myself. And another accomplishment this year is that I was better at saying no, because I can sometimes be a people pleaser, which isn't necessarily a good trait, definitely not. But this year I was really good at pushing back and saying no. Like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was very honest with people. Instead of like trying to say yes and then trying to rework my schedule so it accommodates this other person, I was just very honest and I said, no, I can't do that because I have other things to do. Or even, no, I can't do that because I don't want to. So this year I'm really happy that I said no more often. And I think lastly, I would say one of my accomplishments that I'm happy with is that I really embraced being an introvert this year. I think when you're an introvert, at least for me, you reach these pockets of moments where you start to doubt yourself, like, am I not normal? Am I not normal? Could I be a better person if I was this way or that way? But this year, I feel like I've just been me. Like, I am an introverted person and I embraced myself in that and was very happy with what I wanted to do. If I wanted to go out one day, then I'll go out, but I wouldn't feel pressured that I needed to fill some sort of quota of how many people I had to interact with that day. So if I was in the mood to, like, you know, I love watching movies. I go to the Red Box every weekend. If I wanted to watch movies, and a lot of movies, then I would do that and I wouldn't feel guilty about it. And that is something that I'm really happy with this year, is that I embraced being an introvert. I was confident with it that yes, this is how I am. It's a part of me. I am introverted and I'm okay with that. I am happy with how I am. So I find that to be an accomplishment because I think that is part of what I mentioned earlier, that I'm starting to gain my confidence in myself. My self-esteem is starting to come back. I'm starting to feel better than I have felt in prior years. And I hope I'm not jinxing it by like saying it out loud and then it all goes to the crapper next year. But I just hope the trajectory continues to go upward. And I think by calling out my accomplishments, it's a good reminder to hear myself say it out loud that I'm capable. It's possible to feel positive, you know. So yeah, those are my accomplishments for 2017. Please let me know down below in the comments, what's one of the big accomplishments you have had this year for 2017? So other than that, I hope you have a good night and I will see you later.